Today, we need to talk about a development that has left pensioners across the UK shocked, anxious, and in some cases downright fearful. A council tax shake-up has been confirmed by the government. And make no mistake, this is not a small technical tweak. This is a fundamental change that could leave thousands of households worse off at the exact moment when every penny matters. The headlines you may have seen talk about a council tax cut. Sounds good, right? But don't be fooled. When you dig beneath the surface, what's being sold as a cut is actually a stealth cut to the very support systems pensioners rely on. For years, millions of older people in Britain have depended on council tax support. Why? Because unlike energy or gas bills, council tax is unavoidable. You can't shop around, you can't cut your usage, and you can't just opt out. Every household must pay it, whether you're living on a millionaire's salary or a modest state pension. And here's the reality: for pensioners living on fixed incomes, council tax eats a massive slice of their monthly budget. We're talking about hundreds of pounds a year, money that could otherwise go to heating, food, or simply keeping life manageable. That's why council tax support reductions, exemptions, or rebates has always been seen as a lifeline. But that lifeline is now being pulled back. The government has confirmed that from the next rollout, stricter means testing rules will apply. That means councils will dig deeper into your income. They will scrutinize your savings. They will even take into account small occupational pensions or living arrangements that previously weren't barriers. What does this mean in practice? Pensioners who thought they were secure may now receive a letter through the post telling them their reduction has been cut or scrapped entirely. And the consequences are enormous. Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're a single pensioner, living alone, surviving on just the basic state pension, currently just over £200 a week. You've carefully budgeted every pound. You've relied on your council tax reduction for years. Suddenly, the council reassesses you under the new rules. Maybe you've got £5,000 put aside, money you've saved slowly over a lifetime for emergencies, funeral costs, or to cover the boiler when it breaks. Under the new system, that modest safety net could be held against you. Your council tax support gets cut. Overnight, your bill goes up by £40 to £50 a month. That's not spare change. That's the weekly food shop. That's the heating on a cold night. That's petrol for the car to get to hospital appointments. And remember, council tax is not optional. If you don't pay, councils have the legal power to send letters, demand payments, slap on fines, and even take you to court. This isn't just about bills. It's about debt, pressure, and fear. This raises a burning question. Why has this change been introduced now? Britain is in the grip of a cost of living crisis. Yes, inflation may look like it's cooling on official graphs, but go to any supermarket, and you'll see prices remain painfully high. Heating, electricity, petrol, they're still squeezing households. So why pile on more pressure at the exact moment people are struggling most? The government says this is about fairness, making sure only those who truly need support get it. But critics across the UK are already calling it a stealth tax rise, because the fewer people who qualify, the less the Treasury has to spend. And while that saves money in Whitehall, it costs pensioners dearly in real life. Let's tackle this head-on. The government argues, if you've got savings or a small occupational pension, you don't need council tax support. But let's be real. Having £3,000 or £5,000 in savings doesn't mean you're comfortable. It doesn't mean you can suddenly shoulder hundreds of pounds in extra bills. It just means you've been responsible. You've worked hard, saved carefully, and tried to plan for the future. Yet under these rules, responsibility gets punished. Imagine a pensioner who has no savings at all. They may keep their council tax reduction. But another pensioner who spent a lifetime working and put aside a modest nest egg, they could lose support entirely. How is that fair? And let's not forget, council tax itself is already one of the least fair taxes in Britain. It's based on property valuations from the 1990s. That means pensioners in modest homes in certain areas can pay more than wealthier households in bigger properties elsewhere. Adding harsher means testing to an already unfair system doesn't fix the problem. It doubles it. Let's bring this closer to home. Picture a retired couple, both in their 70s. They live in the same family home they've had for decades. Their children have moved out, and they live quietly, getting by on 2 state pensions plus a very small occupational pension. They receive council tax support that keeps their bills manageable. But under the new rules, that occupational pension, just a few extra pounds each week, could push them over the threshold. Their support is reduced. Their council tax jumps by £500 a year. Suddenly, they're dipping into savings meant to last their lifetime. Suddenly, they're cancelling outings, cutting down on heating, worrying about debt. Or imagine a widow living alone in a modest flat. She has £4,000 saved for her funeral because she doesn't want to leave the burden to her children. But now that saving could mean she loses her council tax reduction, the choice she faces: use her funeral savings to pay the council or risk falling into arrears. This is not abstract policy talk. This is about real, everyday people being cornered financially. And it's not just about money. It's about the emotional toll. Pensioners already live with anxiety about heating their homes, affording food, and keeping up with other bills. Council tax has always been a looming worry, but the safety net of support gave them stability. Now, that stability is gone. That means sleepless nights, constant worry, the gnawing fear that one more bill will push them over the edge. And let's not underestimate how damaging that is for mental health, especially for older people who should be enjoying dignity and peace of mind in retirement. So where does this leave pensioners and families today? Councils will soon begin reassessing eligibility under the new rules. Pensioners who've received support for years may get letters telling them it's being cut. Those who fail to pay the new bills could face enforcement action. That means now is the time to prepare. If you rely on council tax support, check your eligibility. Speak to your local council. Don't wait until the bill arrives, because once it does, the pressure is relentless. And finally, we need to ask the bigger question: what does this say about how Britain treats its pensioners? For decades, we've told people, work hard, save what you can, prepare for your old age. Now those who did exactly that are being punished. Their savings, often small and fragile, are being used as a reason to cut support. So we have to ask, are pensioners valued citizens who deserve security and dignity? Or are they being quietly targeted because they don't have the same political voice as other groups? It's a tough question, but it's one that needs to be asked loudly and urgently before this policy takes root. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.